Good afternoon. Whoops. Good afternoon. It is April 14th, 2023, and today we had a pretty big downtrend, about a 45-point sell-off or so, and I think prices are trying to reverse, but I mean, if you look at the daily chart, it's just looking like it's going to be a doji sorts. So anyway, let's take a look at these trades. A lot easier to trade than yesterday, in my opinion. So you see we have the overnight highs and lows, and it's pretty clear that we're just ranging. We have some news item, I forget what time, 5:30 maybe. Come down here, you get a first entry, second entry. I think this is good enough to take. It kind of looks like we have something, working down. Oh yeah, that's clear. So I think you have to take that. And it doesn't get you far, but it gets you a scalp. And then we're just going higher. So I don't think you want to take this. Like if you look at this, it kind of looks like a triple bottom. First entry failed, second entry, but with those bars below the EMA, I don't think you want to take that, but you might. Because it is at this point, it's looking, when we get a break of this channel, it looks like we're just in a range. Test the midline a few times before we rocket on up. You get a break. Unfortunately, no entry here. And then we get another leg up. And first entry, second entry, no signal bar. Because at that point, you might think, oh, we're trending up. It's going to be an uptrend day. We get this. Shoot, man, that how bearish that is. That's tempting, but we're making consecutive higher highs and higher lows, so I don't think you want to take that. But with this big sell-off, maybe there was another news item, I don't know. With that big sell-off, it tells you something. We had this move up, break, a couple legs up to a new high, and a big sell-off. So when it comes back up here, and that's confirmation of this trend channel, it's a second entry short. I'm guessing there's room back to the EMA. Okay, so there's only enough room for a scalp. So you got to be careful. But we just shot through the EMA. So I think this one's worth the risk. You can see some buying came back in near the overnight highs, but then it just collapses. And if you took that, 85, you could have pretty easily had a 20-point move and very easily had a 15-point move. So there's reasons to consider that. So then we're in this trend channel. Down, we get a break. A couple legs back to the EMA. At this point, you're probably thinking it's a range day, but you should have this trend channel drawn based on these lows, and now we test that midline several times, and it's at the overnight range midline. So I don't think you want to take anything in there. You want to be careful, but that's some information that you can be using. And then we just get a bunch of choppy stuff that I think you want to stay out of in here. We form this level of resistance, and we come down here. We're making new lows. First entry, second entry, double test. Plenty of room back to the EMA. I think that's worth taking, even though it looks like we might be in a range. It looks pretty good. And when you get this lower high, that's the fourth or third test of that price level. I think you have to take that. And then we make a new low. You get a break. Looks like a move to a new low. First entry, second entry. So all these dojis and stuff, this is where I was like, okay, maybe this breakout is going to fail. So I marked this green. But I think some people might like that as red. Move up, break, move to a new high. That's the second entry, and that's the second. And you could argue for it to be a double test. I think you might want to risk that. There's not a lot of room back to the EMA though, but we go right through, and you get this failed second entry long. And now we have this channel, this khaki channel, confirmed. And I think you want to take that. A lot of people liked it. Yeah, and we sell off, and then we're going sideways a little bit. You form this level of resistance. Now we're consistently making lower highs and lower lows. You get a repeat pattern of this one with that first entry, second entry, near this level of resistance, room to these lows for a scalp. I think you got to take that one. And you got to, this is a failed second entry long and a hidden second entry short. So I like this one. So I remember Mac talking about this a few months ago, and it stuck with me. So you get a first entry, and then it breaks higher again, but it doesn't break lower. So the failure occurs on this bar. So that's a failure. It's a hidden second entry short, and we know that we're moving down right now. So I think you got to take that. Chop on lower. You get this first entry, failed second entry. It doesn't touch the EMA, but it is off the midline of this khaki channel. And we get this steep channel down, get a second entry after the first break, touching off the midline of this larger channel. So maybe you take that. All you get is a scalp. That's very aggressive. And then the buying comes in. You get two legs up, and you get this lower high. So maybe if you're feeling aggressive, it's off that khaki channel resistance. And look, that pays off. So that's probably one you want to, if you're going to be aggressive, that's probably one you want to take. Whereas this one, that's pretty risky. But anyway, we form this like triple bottom down here, and you get, the break of the khaki channel and a move to a new low, break of this larger channel and a move to a new low. So when we get this triple bottom, first entry, failed second entry, short reversal pattern, I like that. Unfortunately, they stop out runners right here before taking it higher again. You might take this one because this looks like a first leg pullback, second leg pullback. So you might take that on the reversal pattern. And that's where it goes higher. We get a break, move to a new high, goes sideways some more. You get a first entry, failed second entry long. Pretty bearish bar. It wouldn't surprise me if we made another leg down to a new low, because this looks like one leg down. So I think, this one, you might want to take that. And now some buying is coming in. So about a half an hour till market close. So could be a rally or sell off in between now and then. But this is how I saw it today. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday.